Namaskar. In this episode of Dil Se, we're going to talk about a range of issues. Issues relating to the future of our country, issues relating to the nature of contemporary politics, issues relating to what's happening in West Bengal, issues relating to what's happening in the media, and other issues that will come up during the course of our conversation. But I have with me a very interesting personality. One of the most eloquent members of parliament in this country. He electrifies the house when he enters the house because we know something is afoot. Let me tell you a bit about him. He was an anchor, a quiz master. As an anchor, he won 3 consecutive awards in the Indian Television Academy. He's written about 58 quizzes along with references. He's been in Parliament for 3 terms. He's the leader of the Trinamool Congress in Parliament. And I won't say he's a troubleshooter, but he evokes both respect and animosity. Respect for what he says and animosity also for what he says. So I have Derek O'Brien with me. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you, Mr. Sibal. You've really touched me with that introduction. And
you deserve it. You deserve it.
You're very
Every
kind.
bit of it.
You're very kind. And I must tell you, it's an honor and a privilege to be talking to you. I haven't done a television interview for the last 9 or 10 months. Mm-hmm. But as I wrote about a year ago in one of the columns I write for the Indian Express, that the time has come for the politician journalist. And you are India's first politician journalist because you have actually, you're a seasoned lawyer, we all know that, accomplished, but you've actually taken the initiative of doing this program once every week or twice every week. And you're truly, when the history of Indian media is written, you will be the first politician journalist.
Well, I don't know about that. The reason why I thought of these shows, that I believe that the mainstream media, and we'll start with the media after I say this, I believe that the mainstream media is not bringing information to the doorsteps of Indian citizens. They are not being educated on the issues that confront our country. And if the mainstream media is not going to do it, somebody must. Mm-hmm. And therefore, that's why we have, the format is a conversation. I don't want to put anybody in the dock, but people must know what's happening. So let's start with the media because you're a media man as well.
Yeah, but I would humbly like to disagree with you with a phrase you've used in your opening remarks. Do they deserve to be called the mainstream media? At best, or the legacy media, at best, this is some little media puddle. We must not call them the mainstream media because they are not the mainstream media anymore. They are not setting the narrative anymore. If you tell me when was the last time a top political leader, who's not in the BJP, went to any of these television channels, they're not going? They're not going because every evening it's agenda setting time from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. And I think if the political parties opposed to the BJP, if they continue to do this, it will eventually make the media owners realize. And I don't have a problem with the journalists. I have a big issue with the ownership.
Why do you say that?
What can the journalists do? I mean, if I know of journalists on television still today who are doing primetime shows, I don't want to name them, but who are doing shows because they have to, one son has got to, the bills have to be paid for college education in the US. What will the journalist do? Give up his job? So this is the situation. It's the media owner, and we have to call out these media owners. Mm-hmm. We have to call out the owners of the India Today group. Mm-hmm. We have to call out the owners of the IBN network. We have to call out the owners of Times Now. we have to call out the owners of the sea. Some you don't need to call out.
Your opinion that it's the owners that have let us down, that's democracy down in a sense?
They've let not us down, they've let the whole country down, they've let the people of India down. You know, in fact, this t-shirt I made for your show, very specially, it says BJP versus democracy.
Right.
And in this word democracy, it's not only the political party I belong to or all the political parties, the Trinamool, the Congress, the DMK, it's also the media.
Right.
And you're the expert on the subject, but I can't say much on that. It's the judiciary. You know, I mean, so the media owners, and I have to draw a line because you cannot hold your peace if people like us do not speak and call them out. I think these conclaves or summits, or call it what you want, these are advertorials.
No doubt.
I spent 8.5 years in advertising in Ogilvy. Right. These are advertorials. This is paid advertising.
So that's why I call them mainstream, because the political party is the main political party, and they are flowing along with that stream. It's in that
okay,
sense,
Mr. Sibal, but they're not. I don't think we should allow the legacy. What we call them the legacy media.
Right.
I mean, look at Bennett and Coleman. I mean, it's a classic case which should be taught at an IIM as to how you can make news into advertising or advertising into news.
But that's because they depend on it, and you know there's a connection between the business interests of the owners, the collaboration with the political party in power.
No, I think for Mr. Ambani to own a media channel, it's a little, you know, it's a little side business. For Mr. Adani to own a channel, for Mr. Puri,
Derek,
for Mr. Jain.
But Derek, there are individuals and big business houses who own channels even in other parts of the world, but the media is not like that.
Sir, there is a light at the end of this tunnel. And the light at the end of this tunnel, and this is where I've seen spine. The spine is in the vernacular. Still, there are some newspapers, there are some digital platforms.
Even 1 or 2 English newspapers.
Yes. And there are some platforms. And today, even today, I mean, there are so many independent people who are creating platforms. See, somebody like you have the resources, people can't get 1 hour of your time even if they pay money, but you're willing to do this pro bono because you want to do this. I mean, you're enjoying it. I can sense you're enjoying it more than the Supreme Court also.
I don't know about that.
In that sense. But you know, you're enjoying, and this is the way where we have to come and chat. You're not coming here grilling me, we're just having a conversation. As a conversation, as you say. Now the focus is this. The focus is this, because doesn't matter, the seat sharing didn't take place. Right. In Meghalaya, we got 28% vote, but we still didn't get the seat. I'm willing to let all that go. By the way, and this will startle you, in Bengal, the Trinamool is fighting who? The BJP, the CPIM, our usual rival, and the Congress. But we are still here in Delhi.
Right. Well, I understand that. All right, let me, therefore, the answer to that question is not clear. You say, as far as Bengal is concerned, we have a story to tell, we have a vision, and therefore we'll take that to the people. The fact of the matter is that in 2019, you got 33 seats in Parliament, for Parliament.
2014.
14, you got
34.
34. And 2019, you came down to 22.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Now, I'm not going to ask you about numbers.
The question I can tell you about the numbers.
Do you think the momentum is still on and it's going on?
Okay, here's the story. In 2014, we got 34 seats. In 2019, we came down to 22 seats.
They got 18.
Yes. Dr. Prannoy Roy, who I have a lot of time and respect for, he explained this to me in one sentence in 2019, after the exit polls. The CPIM crashed from 30% of the vote, 27-28, they crashed to single digit. And that's the single reason why. We also had to do course correction. Trinamool is not a know-all party. Like there are some parties who know it all. There are lots of know-all parties. We know we make mistakes. We know we are not perfect. And this combination which we have of this lady with so much experience and struggle, and she's come where she is on her own, and her biggest battle in life has not been with the CPM. That's the second biggest battle. The biggest battle in Mamta Adi's life has been against the misogyny when she was in a particular party in the past.
Yeah.
We're not going there. The combination of this lady and this 36-year-old man, this is a combination which is a deadly combination. Okay. That's why in 2021, we learned from the mistakes of 2019.
So the vote that went to the BJP because of the crash of the share of the CPM,
yes.
You think that will now you'll be able to take advantage of that?
So what happened in 2021, in Bengal, I don't want to get too technical, but there was a Congress and CPM have about 8-10% vote share still in Bengal, 7-8%. So the Trinamool vote share is consolidated. The welfare schemes have gone on the ground. The welfare schemes have gone on the ground. And what will happen, I'm not a psephologist, but I can tell you, and this is the first time I'm talking about 2024 results on your show.
Right.
We are 22, BJP is 18, Congress is 2. That's how we come to 40.
That's correct.
Whatever number of seats the BJP gets in Bengal,
right,
we will get double that number.
Oh, that's.
We will get double that number.
Okay.
This is not blabber. This is not Amit Shah who come and say,
but
"Iske baad 200 par."
You can't get 36 then.
Sorry?
If they have 18, so you can't get 36.
We can't.
So therefore, they have to come down from 18, is what we are saying.
Correct.
If they get 12, you
add it up.
You can at least get 24. Is that what you're saying? Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm giving you this number only.
All right.
Whatever they get, we
will
get double.
We'll test it.
Yes, sir.
But I think the great thing that's happened, and I've been reading about Bengal for quite some time now. Your Dware Sarkar scheme is really one of the biggest hits in West Bengal.
Sir, you are now you are sounding more like a journalist and less like a politician. You're doing all this serious research for your conversations.
You can't possibly have a conversation without knowing what you're talking about.
So Dware Sarkar is the scheme.
36 services at the doorstep of people. That's amazing.
Yes,
That's
36
amazing.
services. It's called, means in English it would be, if we were to translate it loosely, it would be door-to-door delivery.
Exactly.
So door-to-door delivery, 36 services coming to you directly from the government. And
That's
some
amazing.
of those schemes, etc. So it's welfareism.
Right.
It's welfareism, but the difference, we are not just, what would I say? We're not just delivering retail welfare services. That's not Trinamool.
Right.
Deliver the retail welfare services or the welfare services, but with an ideology, which is the constitution.
No, I understand that.
So it's not just.
So I was just looking. You're telling people to register on the Swasth Sathi, the Khadya Sathi, the Kanya Shri, the Rupa Shri, 100 days of work, caste certificates, Aikya Shri, Jai Johar. And this is, I mean, to get these, give these services to the people at their doorstep is something that I don't think any politician or any political party has done so far.
So, sir, these names you read out, well, unfortunately, for those who don't understand Bengali or not familiar with Bengal, these are all Bengali words, so they would not understand. But I'll just take two examples, two samples from this lot. Two of them. Let's first take this scheme called Kanya Shri. It is for girl child, for the girl child.
Right.
And what do we have? 2 years after Kanya Shri was launched, came Beti Bachao.
That's right.
Beti Bachao spends 80% of its funds, guess on what? On advertising and PR. 80%. If you ask BJP, how many women's lives does it touch? They don't know. They can't tell you. Kanya Shri, hard number, 84 lakh girls' lives have been touched by Kanya Shri. United Nations gave it an award. The second one, just as an example, is this health card, which came 2 years before Ayushman Bharat. What is unique about the health card? It's not in the name of the man.
But it's the amount is the same, 5 lakhs.
Sir, but the beauty of it, it's not in the name of the man of the house. How it empowers. I'm not getting into that we send 40% of our MPs in parliament are women. That's at another level. Can you imagine the woman who is empowered, the card is in her name and for her parents.
Right.
So these are all the schemes because Trinamool, when this lady Mamata Banerjee came up with the name of this party in 1997, you know, in her own way, she also drew that symbol of the party. That's her doing. Trinamool means grassroots.
Right.
And that's so to answer your question, in 2024, it is welfarism. It's not welfarism alone.
Right.
Or I don't know whether we call it welfarism or essentialism alone. It is also strong on ideology. On the 22nd of February, on the 22nd of January, Mamata Banerjee went and spent an hour at the Kalighat temple, but in the afternoon she led an all-faith march because this is Bengal. On Red Road, there will be the namaz.
Well,
We have Durga Puja, we have Christmas, we have everything.
Well, that I quite understand now. The result of this is that even in the 15th Finance Commission, they have actually congratulated your government for having done very good work in the social sector. Right? So that's the positive side of it. The negative side is that you have a total debt of about 5.86
Yes,
lakh
sir.
crores.
Yes, sir.
And your per capita debt is about 60,000.
Right, sir.
Right? And it has been said that a lot of your monies are being spent in the area of education, the area of health, the area of rural development, and the area of agriculture, which is what has brought you the benefit politically, right? But you'll have to deal with the financial outcome of all this. How are you going to deal with that? Because not much manufacturing industry is coming into your
Sir,
state.
let me now change gears a little since you brought up these since you brought up these numbers.
Yeah.
Before I give you any single number for Bengal,
Right.
we've given the BJP a challenge for these elections.
Okay.
After the 2021 elections where they were not defeated, actually they were annihilated because they thought of getting 200, they got 70 seats.
Right.
Now they're down to 64.
Even though the Home Minister went there and said, "Okay."
They were leading the campaign.
Yeah.
Mr. Modi and Mr. Shah were the face of the campaign.
Right, that's true.
They must keep coming there because, and I'm not being cocky, they don't understand Bengal. They don't understand Bengal. The nuances, the culture. But let me talk about the numbers. Since 2021, this is cock and bull federalism, which they're calling cooperative federalism. We have said, how much have you given us for Manrega? The answer is 0. How much have you given us for Awas Yojana? The answer is 0.
Why is that?
Because they are depriving the people of Bengal. There are 18 MPs of BJP from Bengal, and that's why they will do very badly this time. The MPs themselves are going and saying, block the funds, block the funds. Now what did we do for Manrega? These are the facts. The government, West Bengal government itself, and this is as per the Act, who will know better than you than the Act, you have to pay in 15 days.
That's correct.
Okay, there may be 1%, there may be 1.5% of incomplete forms or whatever. Pay the other 99%.
Right.
The West Bengal government is clearing that amount of 6,500 crores, not will clear.
Okay.
Started clearing from 1st of March.
And no contribution.
No contribution from the center.
Oh, I see.
The West Bengal government is clearing. Total West Bengal government funds which have been given, 4,60,000 crores has been given to the union government. How much of our money is held up? 1,60,000 crores.
So you're talking about that's why the debt, that's why the per capita.
Now you come, yes, now. This is my old habit, so sometimes
That's
I
fine,
might.
that's fine.
GSDP up 4 times.
That's right.
When we came to power in 2011, 4 lakh crores.
Your state is the 4th largest economy in the
Sir,
country.
from 4 lakh it is up to 17 lakh.
I'm telling you, your state is the 4th largest economy in the country.
Sir, state revenue is up by 10%. I'm almost sounding like Dr. Amit Mitra.
It's 9.29%.
Right, sir.
To be exact.
GSVA manufacturing growth. National average is 6.5, Bengal is 7.7%. And the one favorite I like to talk about is farmer income.
Yes.
Because Modi guarantee, you know the Modi guarantee, no warranty.
Right.
That's our campaign in Bengal.
That's
Modi
right.
guarantee, one side Modi guarantee, one side Didi guarantee. You decide. So Modi guarantee says he'll double farmer income. At current rates, he'll double it at 2030. Mamata Banerjee, the government, from 91,000 when we took over in 2011, it is now 3 lakh farmer income. So this concept where Mr. Modi has put out his guarantees and Mamata Banerjee, we've got Didi guarantee. That's a simple message to Bengal. Nothing more. You just put this out.
Yeah, it's people-centric policies ultimately will win you votes. There's no doubt about that. And I think that that's the message that you are trying to give. But Bengal otherwise also is the largest rice-producing state in the country.
The largest?
Rice-producing state
Yes,
in the
sir.
country, right?
Yes, sir.
Fish, it is a huge economy based on fish. Then it's the second largest tea economy in the country. Then it's third in mineral production.
Sir, in all this very good, there is also the soft side of it. You know, one of the largest boom industries, if I may call it that, set up by Mamata Banerjee's government in the last 10, 12, 13 years, has been the Durga Puja festival.
Right.
Crores of rupees. It's 1 week. It's become, it's much more than a festival, as she says so beautifully. Religion is private.
Always should be.
Festivals are for everyone.
That's correct.
And that is where the BJP are not understanding Bengal. They don't understand Bengal.
But they understand the rest of India, northern India.
You see, sir, understand, I don't know now, because I mean,
because
they've got
it's the opposite. It's the opposite in the northern belt.
So I have to concede that in north, obviously, in west, and whenever they are up against the Congress party, I've got some data. Whenever BJP is fighting Congress, BJP wins over 90%. If there are 100 seats, BJP wins 92%. All we were saying at the India Alliance is that you fight the BJP and you improve your winning, your hit rate. Now the BJP, for example, they come across as, they are a bunch of cowards. Modi and Shah, all flaff, all big talk, nothing. You hit them hard. You tell Modi and Shah, go and give, in the next 5 years, you're talking big, you're running how many state governments? Give LPG for the next 5 years free gas. Will they give?
No.
Lakshmi Bhandar. We have a concept, Lakshmi Bhandar. 1,000 rupees to the woman straight into a bank account. They want to give 3,000 rupees. Will they give in the 42 states? So this is the tactic. They create this. Have you seen some of these magazine covers as if 300, 400?
No, we are moved away. We were talking about the role of religion in all this. That's what we were talking about.
Okay.
And you said that religion should be a private affair and festivals should be a public affair.
Yes.
But they have made religion into a private affair, into a public affair in the northern belt of this country, and that's paying them a lot of political dividends. I mean, I'm just telling you the reality.
I think this whole religion has reached a saturation point.
Do you think so?
Yeah. My observation, and this is not Trinamool, this is my observation as a student of politics, is whenever the BJP have moved from leader to leader to leader, say Mr. Vajpayee, and after that Mr. Modi, and then Mr. Yogi Adityanath or whoever, they keep going one step more to the right. They keep going one step more to the right. And this so-called outreach to the minorities, it's fake. It's completely fake.
No, there is no outreach. What's that?
Or they do things, and there are suckers who go there. The bishops and the cardinals were called to have lunch with Mr. Modi.
That's all right. You'll have some of those isolated instances.
These are isolated.
Yeah, these are not.
But I think there's a new Lutyens elite also.
Yeah.
The BJP, but religion, I think this is where, on a serious note, this is where I feel there are leaders like Mamata Banerjee. It's deep down. I mean, I get emotional in Parliament, not for the sake of getting emotional. Just imagine.
I think that not just Mamta, we must now recognize there are other leaders.
Mr. Gandhi,
other leaders in the
Mr.
country.
Akhilesh Yadav, Mr. Stalin, Mr. Kejriwal, everybody.
Exactly. So this is the ideological divide in India. The ideological divide being that, look, let's preserve this diversity.
Yes.
This culture of diversity. The diversity in language, the diversity of customs, the diversity of gods, right? Now, if you don't preserve that and you have a monotheistic agenda, religious agenda, you're going to be in trouble.
What happened? You didn't go, I think, neither did I. What happened to that opening of Parliament?
Yeah, it's very sad.
What happened to that opening of Parliament?
That's right.
I mean, people who are watching television don't know. When you sing the national anthem in Parliament or wherever,
and carrying the Sangu.
So what is the last two words of this national anthem? As far as I know, it's Jai Hind. You say Jai Hind, after that Jai Ho, Jai Ho, Jai Ho, now it's Jai Hind. And in Indian Parliament, the kind of nonsense which is being said after the national anthem, there are more, sometimes, Mr. Sibal, you are very senior. But may I ask you a question?
Please.
Because you've been in Parliament and all this for longer than I have.
Yes.
Do you ever feel intimidated in Parliament sometimes?
I feel a misfit, actually.
You feel a misfit?
A complete misfit. Because I've seen the kind of debates that used to happen, the kind of interaction, the kind of camaraderie. We would go over to them, they would come to us. They would not collaborate with us, that's fine, but at least there was a sense of civility.
Courtesy,
right?
decency?
Courtesy, decency, civility. At least, without the capacity to listen, there can be no conversation. The art of a conversation is the ability to listen. And this party, the BJP, has stopped listening. So you don't need Parliament if you don't want to listen. And this is the greatest tragedy that has happened in this country to our parliamentary democracy. I hope you agree with me.
Sir, sadly, you have expressed yourself. Sadly, I have to agree with you 200%. Because even if you look at the numbers, from 2016, an opposition notice hasn't been accepted to discuss in Parliament.
Exactly.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, absolutely.
1 out of 10 bills are scrutinized. It's happening there. Now, who is responsible?
And if you want to speak, they cut off your mic.
Who is responsible? Because everything, as I said, for these elections and for Parliament, for these elections, the BJP, we all say they don't have solid allies. BJP have got 4 really dependable allies for this election. And we have to acknowledge it.
That's
the ED,
right.
the CBI, the NIA and the IT.
Yeah.
And in Parliament, somebody has to put up his hand and say this is not correct.
That's right.
And
otherwise, but if you say that, they'll suspend you.
All the respect for the presiding officers because of their chairs, and with all respect, we need to keep going at this. You suspend, 160 of us got suspended. I was the first guy who got suspended. What for?
Nothing. They said you went near the chair and you raised your hands. That's what the allegation is. This is what you did.
Why did I raise my hands? Because in 2000, the last time there was a Parliament attack, there was a 2-day discussion on the subject of the Parliament attack.
I know that.
2-day discussion.
That's right.
Who spoke? It wasn't Congress. It was the BJP government. The Prime Minister spoke, the Home Minister spoke, and the Foreign Minister spoke.
Correct.
Now this time...
There's a security breach and you're not allowed to speak.
Where was the security breach? Last time was outside Parliament. This was
inside.
Inside the sanctum. What was I asking for? I was asking for a notice.
Right.
And 167 of us. So I think elections, sir, will come and elections will go. But this soul searching has to be done. In all this, I have hope. And I'll tell you why, because again, I come from Bengal. I was 16 when the communists came to power. By the time I was 25, I thought, finish, my whole life will go, but the communists will still be in power. If you told somebody in Bengal in the 1990s, or even in 2000, that they'll come to a stage, there'll be 0 communists in the assembly, they would straight away not believe you.
I agree.
So the theory being the stronger Buddhadev Bhattacharya became that time, the weaker the party became.
Right, no doubt about it. But today
Mr. Modi has weakened the BJP. Life after Mr. Modi for the BJP will be terrible.
No, that may be so. That he has weakened the party, there is no doubt. That he has weakened institutions, there is no doubt.
Has he weakened institutions?
He's captured them.
He's captured them.
He's captured them.
So why do we say he's weakened? He's captured them.
Yes, he's captured them.
He wants to capture. Look at, you are fighting cases. I mean, people like you and Singhvi are fighting cases and everyone I meet in the opposite, Mr. Sibal, yeah, Mr. Sibal. You are fighting the lawyers. I don't want to say much about lawyers because you're sitting here. Okay, so let me say this. Let me ask you a question.
Yes, okay, fine.
Because I'm not from them, so I can ask you.
You can
ask.
It
was a conversation, no?
Sure.
I can also listen.
Ask me.
Sir, these 600 lawyers, big shot lawyers, all well-known lawyers,
okay.
they're all your friends? Many
know.
of them are your friends?
One of them certainly is.
Certainly is, sir. They wrote this letter, 600 of them signed.
Right.
Sir?
Right.
Why didn't 600 of them sign when this Chief Justice of India was thrown out and not made a part of the Election Commissioner of India's appointment?
Right.
What happened to these gentlemen? No, you tell me, sir.
No, I can't speak for them because I don't think like them.
No, but they didn't write?
No, they didn't write because they think differently. They think that...
The Chief Justice of India is removed from the selection committee. Have I understood
That's correct.
The law?
That's correct.
None of these 600 wrote.
Well,
Did these 600 write?
Not removed. Legislation is passed saying that the selection committee will not include the Chief Justice.
He's not there.
He's not removed because there's
sir,
a judgment of the Supreme Court.
Right, sir, he's not there.
They in a sense went against the judgment of the Supreme Court and decided
these 600 people didn't write for our honourable nominated Rajya Sabha MP, who I don't say good morning to.
Yes.
They didn't write for him. He was a Chief Justice. Now he comes somewhere and hangs around in the backbenches of Rajya Sabha because of all what he's done. Nobody wrote for him. 600 judges didn't write for him. So you are an important member of the judiciary,
I am an
sir.
important member of the fraternity. But the point is that it's best not to deal with this for the simple reason that these are colleagues. And sometimes colleagues go wayward. And I'm sure that in time they will realize that their main duty, their chief duty as lawyers in the community is to defend the Constitution of India. And the only way to defend the Constitution of India is to stand up and fight for the rights given to the citizens of India.
Sir, I'm enjoying this part of the interview more because I'm asking you the questions.
No, but that's fine. But
sir, what happened to Mr. Kejriwal, would that happen to a governor in the US?
I have said it is shocking. Why Kejriwal? Hemant Soren.
Then?
And there is no evidence whatsoever worth the name.
Then?
What happened to the ministers who are in jail? They're not getting bail. For what? I mean, what happened to ordinary people who are incarcerated for no reason at all? What happens when, district courts don't grant bail to people?
But then it saddens me
do any lawyers who have written this letter stand up for them?
But Mr. Sibal, you're still saying, you're using soft words like they weaken institutions. They have captured these institutions. They've made it into extensions of the RSS shakas.
Maybe so. I'm not saying no to that, but the consequences will happen in time. But let me.
Okay. Now we're going back to the Modi
in the context of what you said that they are capturing things. When a prime minister of a country says, "I want a double-engine sarkar,"
that's anti-constitutional. It's against federalism.
What does it mean?
It means that you in Meghalaya.
No, let me tell you what I think it means.
Please.
It means that I don't want any opposition government in any state in this country, right? Isn't that contrary to the very ethos of our constitutional culture?
The structure of the constitution.
Yes. Can any prime minister make a statement like that I want a double-engine sarkar?
No, it's completely to my limited.
Has any lawyer stood up and said, why is he saying that?
So we've discussed everybody here. We've discussed lawyers, We've discussed the media, you've discussed the political parties, what alliances we can do and can't do, but you've left out the happy corporates who want their butter on both sides. And no one says a word about it. I don't mind the billionaires can become more.
They have it. They have their butter on both sides.
What's your view on crony capitalism?
Well, it's entrenched in India. Entrenched, so structurally entrenched that it is very difficult to get rid of it.
Will Kapil Sibal in his lifetime see Prime Minister Modi with the designation ex-Prime Minister or former Prime Minister?
Well, you know, quite frankly, I don't think in those terms, whether he'll be X or Y. I want my constitution to be alive and thriving, whoever be the Prime Minister. And any Prime Minister who tries to stymie it in any way, I will stand up against him. And that's
so when people like us speak, and we learn so much from you, and we speak in the media, and we keep saying, protect the Constitution, and you're a constitutional expert, what are the one or two basic foundations of the Constitution which are at stake? If you were to keep all the not so important, but the two or three really the foundations.
No. What is at stake is the institutional pillars which stand in the way of excessive executive power, exercise of power. And what are those institutional pillars? The media, captured, right? The Election Commission of India, captured. The institution of governor, captured. Parliament, non-functional. Governors are long arms of the government. There is no institution, educational institutions filled with people of certain ideologies. So there is no pillar of democracy that is standing firm, right, to fight or to raise its voice against executive excesses. That's what really is at stake.
You get up sometimes in the morning thinking that, enough, this is not like worth it anymore.
Never. Just as you don't.
Josh.
Just as you don't.
Josh.
You can't, because as long as we breathe, we have to stand by what we believe in. You do it, lots of wonderful people in India do it, lots of voices that have dissonance in the eyes of the government do it. Millions of people do it.
My friend who wrote this, made this T-shirt, she also does it in the civil society.
They do it.
She's not an MP or a...
Lots of there.
She's a very well-known international writer.
My belief, I'm sorry to say this, and I say it publicly, my belief is Modi will be defeated by the people of India, not by a political party. I'm sorry, I'm saying that.
No, I agree with you, because 65% of the people have already defeated him. 65% of the people don't vote for him.
When they realize that what is at stake, and BJP versus democracy,
in the election,
that's what's at stake, then only Modi will be defeated.
Sir, can I ask you one question? I know the time is up, but I really want to ask you. Because
please.
What about your friends and colleagues in Parliament?
Yes.
I won't mention names. I am okay to mention names.
All right.
Neck deep in scam, either in the skies or on the ground or underground, and then they leave their parties and they go to BJP, and all their sins are washed.
This is the question that the Prime Minister, the Home Minister, and the RSS must answer. And we must do a show on that.
Which one?
That how are you embracing the very people you have accused of being part of big scams.
But they won't come on your show, so you have to get some other people.
No, they will not come in my show. I'll get other people.
Other people. May I suggest a location for that show?
You tell
Like this is a living room.
Yes.
If you're going to do these scams and the people who come then you shouldn't do in the living room. Then you should go into the washroom and put your 2 washing machines there as a prop, and it'll make all your operative cameramen also very happy. So in the mid shot there will be this washing machine.
And the sad part of it, they hold public positions, ministerial positions in government. In other words, while he criticizes the so-called Congress culture of corruption, they have embraced it. Not only embraced it, but put it on a pedestal by putting these people in as.
So who are these people? Who are these
Forget.
So you are very polite. You may want people like me to have to mention.
No. I don't think.
So I'll mention.
No.
I would like to because see, one guy is the chief minister of Assam.
Let's not take names.
Why not take names?
No. People of this country know. This country know. They know. They are aware of it, and time will come that they will give their answers through the ballot box.
Why does Mr. Kapil Sibal, who is fighting for this cause, want to take the names of these people?
This is a YouTube channel.
I see.
And I don't want this to be
Tell me.
a platform for me to accuse people. That will be decided in a public place.
So, so it has to be. No, I appreciate that. So, that's why we shouldn't.
When you go tomorrow,
I'm not going tomorrow.
Or if you're not going,
for the rally,
wherever you go, you can name these people. That's fine.
I see.
But not on
Mr. Sibal's
Sibal's
show. So then you can make a new rule in your show. I can't mention the names, but I can do some lip reading like this.
No, not lip reading. When you say something, when I've said this, people know what I'm talking about, right? So
actually, there's a lot to learn from you. So you don't have to be so obvious. People already. That's the art of fighting a case. Even when I see it, you have to understate it, no?
You must be. If you overstate anything, there will be far greater opposition.
But okay, we won't mention the name. But these people still roam around.
Achha, now let's move away.
So these people still roam around in Delhi. They serve good red wine at their homes, and some nice white wine, and they still do the whole thing as if life hasn't changed.
No, but the point is that if they serve red wine, let them enjoy it.
And loot, and then jump,
that's a different matter. They are at the moment protected, so they are fine. They're okay. But anyway, be that as it may, there's one last issue that I want to discuss.
Lovely.
The ED has been very active in your state. Very, very active.
No, ED means?
The Enforcement Directorate.
Oh, is that what it's called?
Isn't it?
No, I thought it was called ED is election duty.
Okay, so that's what it is.
Yeah.
So they are on election duty when they're in your state.
They are on election duty.
Right. They want to destabilize the politics.
Yeah, they are not. I mean, it's common knowledge that they are on election duty. All these words like enforcement directorate and all are complete misnomers. They are on. And look at the way they have done their job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Completely. Independent.
Mm-hmm. This thing recently, this Sandeshkhali, has been actually a matter of bit of concern both to your party and to us. What are the real facts?
So there was one block in a parliamentary constituency.
One Shibu and one Sardar are involved in all this.
There was one block. I'm glad you asked me this question because I can.
Because you people should know the other side of the story as well.
Yeah, there is only one side of the story. Okay. The other side is a narrative which the BJP was trying to spin. As I said, Trinamool Congress is the first party to admit that we don't get it all right.
Okay.
If this person was involved,
Shah Jahan, they say.
What have we done to him?
You've arrested him.
6 years. Arrest is the administration. I'm not interested in the administration. My party has expelled him for 6 years.
Okay.
What has BJP done to our Lok Sabha wrestler, man, or Teni? It's not a whataboutery. Party has expelled him for 6 years. The issue there is in one block. There is some inappropriate land deals in that one block.
There's also allegation of
there's
serious
nothing on
nature.
record?
Nothing on record.
Sir, now listen to this. The BJP, after 2021, and this is actually, it's a sad incident, but it's a case study. BJP were looking from 2021, when you look at the 2021 data, women in Bengal vote overwhelmingly in favor of Trinamool.
That's true.
So BJP were looking for an issue to spin.
Okay.
Now, they thought they would spin it. They thought they would spin it. And what has happened is, who is delivering the message of being the messiah for women? Modi, Shah, that leader of the opposition, Adhikari Private Limited. They are trying to spin it. These are not credible voices to talk about women and women's issues. On the other side, you have Mamata and her government.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a contrarian view. Hold me to it on the 4th of June.
Okay.
What happened in the block, there are some issues. The guy has got arrested. I can tell you, he got arrested. Why don't the other two, why didn't ED or CBI pick up the other two names there? Because of their surname. They weren't picked up. This guy was picked up.
Oh,
so now what has happened is they cannot deliver on the women empowerment. Hold me to this. In that constituency, the BJP will be annihilated by 2 to 3 to 4 lakh votes.
Oh, wow.
That's the reality. So the narrative which is only spun in Noida.
I'll hold you to that.
Sir, you will hold me to this, and I'm repeating this for your show. 4th of June. Boshirhat is the name of the constituency.
Okay.
I'll be disappointed if the margin is 2 lakhs.
Okay. All right.
That's the reality. So Bengal, I'll tell you again, and I'm not one of those, I'm not a psephologist, nor am I one, braggart. I can tell you with all humility, in Bengal, as things stand today, in late March, early April, BJP haven't even announced their candidates for 4 seats. We're looking good for Bengal. And what we will try and do in the next 1 month, 2 months is, of course, focus on Bengal, but keep the dressing room charged. And when I say the dressing room, means the other parties. This actually, when we came back, you got to keep the dressing room charged, whether it's Kejriwal,
Right.
and everybody. In Bengal,
in theater, when in the dressing room, you got all the actors must be charged to do the show.
They all must be charged up, because these guys are actually like in school, the biggest bully we had in class is actually the biggest coward. This is exactly these guys. And the BJP, you're in parliament, I'm in parliament. Someone's lost his job in parliament. Nobody realizes it. Sacked. Who is the leader? I'd like to ask a quiz question. Who is the leader of the Lok Sabha from the BJP? Who is it, sir?
You know that.
Mr. Modi.
Yes.
Who is the leader in the Rajya Sabha?
You know that.
Who is that?
You know that.
Mr. Piyush Goyal.
Yes.
He's lost his job.
That's okay.
I'm just telling you. So I'm going back to the communist example.
So why can't he lose his job?
In BJP, everybody can lose his job except two. Everybody.
That's all right.
Everybody.
Nothing wrong with losing your job.
Sir, I will tell you something. You're talking about capturing institutions. This is a case study in capturing institutions. So 1, they capture institutions. 2, they want to rewrite the constitution. And we will fight. We'll have to fight and fight and fight. And India, post-election, now election, whoever's made the alliance in Maharashtra, we wish them well. Bihar, we wish them well. Tamil Nadu, we wish them well. But in Bengal, we have a fight, and I want to assure you, sir, trust us. We will take these guys on in Bengal very, very well. Double the number of seats.
You said that in the beginning.
So I should end also.
On that optimistic note, I have to thank you for being here. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.